Hello. This is Josh Hunter. I'm in Santa Monica. Well, I'm in kind of a little dilemma. As you know, I normally don't write any of this down. I just kind of wing it. But I had two distinct feelings during my recording, and so I'm trying to I'm trying to see if all right, anyway, it was a good. I had very good timing on this first video, but now I don't know if So here's what I was gonna talk about, or what I did talk about, but let me see if I can, Okay, so this whole thing about people thinking that I'm an extraterrestrial, sincerely believing, like they go to bed at night, and they're like, I know for certain, fucking this guy, Josh Hunter, is a fucking he's an extraterrestrial being. It made me a little, I don't know. It made me feel like, why do people think that they're so different from me? You know, and let me reaffirm, I'm not like an alien. I'm not an extraterrestrial. But I just that people were actually believing this, because I don't know, how is it gonna go? How's it gonna go for people if they can't? Anyway, so my paranoia has been not necessarily going overboard, but I've just been paying attention a lot more. So as you know, I constantly talk about how people don't like me or whatever, and it's not that they're offended by me. I mean, I'm sure, but they don't seem to have very much affinity for me. So I'm sitting here, and I see these two people across the street, and there's a guy who looks like me, and I see a lot of guys who look like me, and usually sometimes it's nice. Sometimes this guy kind of looks like me. It's cool. But sometimes it looks like they're what someone thinks I look like, or what it's like someone's rendition of me, and I'm like, it's not. It's you missed a spot or something. But anyway, I'm looking across the street. And this guy, he's a bigger guy. He's got a a beard, and he's wearing a Dragon Ball Z T-shirt. And he's wearing, God damn it. And and oh yeah, he's with this this gal, this lady, and she's shorter than him, and she's wearing a bikini top and white shorts or something, and he's a fat. I mean, I don't know if that's the proper word, but he's like a big guy or whatever, and if she's not they just they don't seem like there's any reason why they should be together. Even if I couldn't determine their relationship, that's what was bothering me. I always like to have everything in my immediate environment defined, and so one of the things that I do, I'm constantly trying to define. That's what, like I said, my specialty is pattern recognition. I can't recognize a pattern unless I define it, accurately. So I was looking at these two individuals, and I couldn't determine why. Because it's not like I was saying oh, they shouldn't be. It's not like they shouldn't be hanging out together, but there didn't seem to be any reason why they would. I couldn't see the commonality. I couldn't recognize any point of commonality. I thought, okay, well maybe they're friends or whatever. They're just friends hanging out. But there was such a distance between them, that I was observing anyway. It didn't seem like they could possibly be friends. Not necessarily enemies, but what the fuck? And then I thought, okay, well maybe they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and I'm okay, it seems like it, but they're not. They didn't have any type of. It's they were both being paid much less than they ought to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Someone was paying them. It's all right, you be his girlfriend, and he'll be your boyfriend. But they pay them $800 or something. It's it's not enough to for these two to date each other. And that was kind of if they were boyfriend and girlfriend as I'm looking at them. And then I thought, okay, well maybe they're, co-workers or something. I'm like, even as co-workers, like these guys, like these two individuals, there's no way that they ever did like the same thing. They didn't look like they had ever even done a similar thing. Like everything they had ever done was different than everything the other person had ever done. Like there was no point of symmetry of them like ever having done like the same thing. And like I like to mind my own business. I don't like to stick my nose in other people's fucking business or whatever. But I need to know what's going on in my environment, okay? And there's a lot of fucking unusual shit going on. So I mean, I didn't go up to them or anything. I was just noticing the body language, and so so like like I was paying attention. I was trying to think like what is the relationship between these two? And then so this is what I said. All right, so up until now, my feeling has been consistent. But in the previous video, once I got to this point, there's a previous video which I recorded the full 15 minutes, and then once I said what I'm about to say, like for some reason, like because all this time I'm thinking, oh, what a funny observation. But then once I say this, apparently it's not very funny. So I guess the director's commentary is included in this fucking video. Alright, so I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, like, what does this look like? What is it? There's something, I mean, I know what this is what I'm saying. This isn't like some unusual, like, I know, like, what this looks like. And I'm looking, I'm like, I know what this is. Because they're like, it's not that they're awkward, they just, I mean, I wouldn't say they're awkward, or even that they're awkward, they're awkward together, like, it's like the first day that they realized that they were brother and sister. Like that's what it looks like to me. It's like, oh, these two, like their very first day of being brother and sister. Like they lived this for their whole life, and now like, and I don't mean like you finding out like that you just met. It's just like the very first day of realizing that this is like your brother, your sister. And I thought, yeah, that's what that is. Because I mean, there was like just like this slight. It was like there's like a slight affinity, but like not quite sure how to, it was like, oh, how to, oh, wait a minute, you know what it is? No, that would be too, like. So, my feelings are telling you right now that I said something that I should not have said, but my feelings are wrong so often. I mean, this is because sometimes my feelings are simply based on an angle. And the moment that you change the angle, it's like a completely different thing. So I'm going to trust my sum total judgment here, which is what you need to do so that you don't get swayed by, needless fucking bullshit. And, so I guess, I mean, I was also observing them because I'm thinking, like, what is this? Because a lot of the things I think people aren't like, they don't like me on account of my, I figured if there's a guy who looks like me, then maybe there are other things. He was wearing a Dragon Ball Z t-shirt too, so I'm thinking there's got to be something. Because she looked like I mean, from over here, it's like why is she? So because look, I'm not like a judgmental guy, but I just know that if I see like like a bunch of like attractive ladies and like one guy who with a Dragon Ball Z t-shirt, I'm thinking, what's going on here? There's something. It doesn't, this picture does not make a lot of sense to me. Like somebody is being paid, someone here, this doesn't make sense. So, when I saw this, it reminded me of like, situations where it's like, oh, everyone else looks like they fucking like, are part of like the same theme, and then one guy, so I'm wondering. Because I've been that guy. I've been that fucking guy, okay? It's like everyone else here looks like they're fucking a part of this thing, and you just like someone just fucking like there was a fucking leak, and they just like, we need a plug. We'll fucking plug this guy. We'll use this guy as a plug. Something that also happened, which was kind of neat. I was walking, and there was this. I was walking by, and I looked down this stairwell. And I saw this lady like about to sit down, but she noticed me, but like it was like a split second. It wasn't more than like an entire second. But like within the time she noticed me, like she noticed me like look at her as she was sitting down, and she did this. She was just like, and then she moved like behind like some stone wall or something, and I thought that was kind of neat. Like for a split second, like it was just like a kind of like a funny. Anyway, all right. Alright, so, that has been a weird day. It has been weird. I'm so fucking tired. You got no idea, like, how much alcohol I need to be drinking right now. Like, I need to be, like, I need to be fucking swimming in rum, bourbon, vodka, well, not absinthe, but, well, I don't know, maybe. Like I'm so, like you have no idea how much thinking that I'm doing. Like because I also tell myself jokes to kind of keep me like in a good mood as well. And it took me like I had a joke. Not when I say joke, I'm not like question answer. I mean I have my own kind of custom jokes that I tell, and I kind of told myself a joke, but like in a way that alright, this might seem unusual, but it took me fucking 24 hours to decipher this fucking thing. Like, that's what I'll do. Like, I'll always leave tracers. I'll leave, like, notes and things to myself that I wouldn't, like, understand until much later. I've been doing this since I was goddamn 10 years old. And this joke today took me fucking, like, it literally took me 24 hours to figure out this fucking thing. And, like, I spent all day thinking, like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Anyway, so I'm gonna try and I mean, it didn't like seem like they were brother and sister. They just seemed like it's not like I looked at them and thought, "Oh, these two look like they're brother and sister." No, it looked like they just realized that they were brothers and sisters. Like they just, like the moment, like the day that you realize that that you were brothers with someone or sister with someone, and it was just very unique. And I thought, well, I want to remember this because this isn't something that I'll necessarily remember. Like I may do a lot of thinking and maybe forget that I ever saw, because I see so many things that are so remarkable. I don't ever get bored because I'm constantly seeing things that are very amazing, like all the time. But I am very tired and I want to fucking solve this fucking homeless puzzle. Okay, the puzzle of homelessness. I want this shit fucking solved. Like, I don't want to spend one more fucking day out here, dude. It's crazy. My life is in goddamn danger. Okay, these people are fucking crazy. They are nuts. They will take your life for nothing. Okay, and I can't reach out to anyone because because everyone thinks I'm a fucking alien. And they want to... I mean, I'm gonna I'm gonna prove that I'm not an alien. I have proof. I just, there's a way to do these things, because if there are people who are like extraterrestrials, then there's a protocol, okay? Like because it may be that, like if I prove that I'm not an alien, it will prove that they are an alien, and if that's the case, then they might get like things happening to them. So I got to be diplomatic here, okay? Obviously, we could have done this in some like fucking cleaner way, but I've been fucking left out here 8 goddamn years. The Departed. Oh, this is a fucking weak video, dude. This is very weak, very weak. Yeah, what are you gonna do? It's hot as fuck today too. Alright, well. Rogers and Hammerstein.